This game is actually one of the reasons why some older people are actually against video games. And for the exact same reason, this game is the pinnacle of fun and enjoyment of the video games. And well, as you know, we are going to be discussing Doom Eternal and whether it is actually worth it to buy right now or not. So let's discuss that. It's been a few years since the Doom Eternal release, and it has changed. And the question is this: is it worth it to buy it right now? And as always, I'm going to be giving you the answer right away to not waste any more of your precious time. And the answer is yes, absolutely. Unless you're a fluffy snowflake that faints from a view of a virtual blood. Then yeah, this game is actually absolutely worth it for you. Now, let's go a bit more into the details. So now let's discuss what actually Doom is. And if you are anything, and if you have done any video games ever in your life, you probably know what Doom is. Doom is classic FPS shooter genre, which is deemed as one of the oldest FPS franchises ever. And Doom Eternal is the sequel to Doom 2016, which was some kind of reboot of a franchise. And I'm going to be really honest with you, I have not played Doom 2016. And the only other Doom game that I've ever played was the original one. Yes, the really old, the original one, which you can actually play within Doom Eternal as well. And to be fair, the first Doom was my first ever PC game back in 90s. And it was the second or third game that I've ever played. And I vividly remember this game, and I just utterly love this game. And I know that early childhood memories just usually do not reflect how the game actually was, but to be fair, Doom Eternal is everything that I remember that Doom was, and well, much more than that. But actually, let's discuss some real details to give you understanding what you're getting yourself into if you decided to buy this game, or whether you are deciding to buy this game or not. Doom Eternal is direct continuation of the Doom 2016, and you are playing as a Doom guy, a demon slayer that is on a path to save the humanity from a demon invasion. So at the very beginning of this game, demons already invaded the Earth, and 60% of Earth population is already gone. And your goal is basically to stop invasion and save the humanity. That's the shortest premise of the game, and I'm not going to be spoiling anything from the game. Not the story and the campaign of the game is anything special and something amazing, but it is pretty crazy and over the top. And if you're not expecting some life-changing story, you're gonna have a lot of fun from this campaign. But as you play the game, gameplay loop is this. You start the game, you go into the level, you encounter some enemies, you destroy your enemies, you leave the arena, sometimes do some type of very simple puzzles, and go to the next arena and do it all over again. And that's basically a very simple explanation of this game, and it might sound very repetitive, but in reality, it's actually insanely fun even after dozens and dozens of hours, because the challenge that game is actually providing to you and the sheer intensity and fast pace that game is actually providing to you is simply insane, and you will not see anything like that in possibly 99.9% of other games. And with the double jumping and dashing and a bunch of other fast moving skills, you're just moving insanely fast on a level, and your enemies are doing exactly the same thing. And for that reason, the game is insanely fast-paced, and it has no dull moments. And when the game starts, you don't have a tutorial. You basically don't have any tutorial, and you just flunked into the game. You're given a good weapon that you will use throughout an entire game, and you are set to just go and slay. And for majority of the people, for absolute majority of the people, here where the first big problem with the game starts. And no, that's not actual problem. That's a problem of the modern gaming. You see, if you played a lot of CODs and a lot of modern shooters, you will feel a bit out of place here, because this game has some very old school mechanics, like no reloading. Yes, you're not able to reload in this game. You have only the certain amount of ammo, and when you spend it, you are done. And there is very little amount of ammo spread among the levels. So what you should do? Well, at the very beginning of the game, you are getting access to the chainsaw, and you need to defeat your enemies with this chainsaw to get some of the ammo back. And for that reason, it forces you to go very close to the enemies. And when you go close to enemies, you will get shot much more often, and you will get attacked much more often. So your health will go down, and another thing, you don't have a regenerating health. So what you need to do? Well, only way to actually regenerate the health is through the health packs, which you don't have a lot, and through the glory kills. And glory kills happen when you damage your enemy enough to make it blink, basically, and then you need to go close and then melee kill them. and that's the only way to gain your health back. But with this old school gameplay, a little issue arises, and that's actually all about an ammo. And that's not a big issue. That's a thing that I actually encountered myself because, well, maybe I'm not just a good gamer and that's my problem. The thing was that I was constantly lacking ammo all the time. Every single time when I was going through the level, I was constantly looking for an ammo and constantly going through the chainsaw kills. Constantly. Just because the overall amount of ammo is not that high, even with some skill points just put into more ammo. It's just simply not enough. It's maybe just me, and it's maybe because I'm not a good player, but that's a small nitpick that I actually need to say about the game. But continuing with the praise of the game, the visual style of the game. My God, this game looks intense. The visual style and the details on every single level is simply insane. The developer spared no expense in the creation of the levels. It looks beautiful and stunning, and it looks amazing. Every single level is different enough to differentiate where you are and just know what is happening around, and you often just stop and just try to look into those details and these amazing levels. And another thing is music. My God, the music is intense. This is the most intense metal that you've ever heard. And if you even hate the metal music, you will love it in this game. It's simply insane. The soundtrack in this game is 10 out of 10. It's simple perfection. And I really often want to just sit down and listen just to the music. It's so good. But the game is not just a campaign. Even though you have quite a lot of things to do in a campaign, including the master levels and defeating the game in multiple different difficulties, you have quite a lot to do in the campaign. But with the recent updates, the game also has a Horde mode, which, well, it's exactly what you will understand. It's just defeating multiple amount of enemies. But the game also has the battle mode, and battle mode is the multiplayer mode of this game. To give a short explanation what battle mode is, it's not your regular multiplayer. It's an asymmetric multiplayer that often can compare into the Left 4 Dead multiplayer mode. And here the multiplayer mode is like that. One player is playing as a doom guy and two players are playing as a demon. And the players are choosing one of the stronger demons, and for demons their goal is basically to kill a doom guy. For a doom guy is to kill a demons. But there is a catch. The demons are actually, well, spawning this lesser demons to just swarm the doom guy, and the doom guy also needs to kill both demons, because if only one demon is dead, it takes around 20 seconds for the second demon to respawn. And if the second demon will die during this time, the doom guy wins. If not, then demons will respawn and doom guy needs to do all those things all over again. And catch is this: because of the game's main mechanics, the doom guy has a bunch of fodder meat just to respawn its health and ammo. And if you don't spawn it, the doom guy will not have any more health and ammo, but you will not have also any defense to distract the doom guy, which will most likely obliterate you very quickly. So this asymmetric gameplay just makes it insanely fun and very cool experience. Plus, the game also has 2 DLCs, which expands the campaign and adds more monsters into battle mode and a horde mode, and it just makes game even more insane. I know that I didn't cover a lot of things in this game, like Doom base and bunch of things that you can actually discover, the bunch of things that you can actually unlock, and you just need to discover all of those things and experience all of those things yourself, and you will not regret this. But now let's get to the main part. How much will it cost you? And this time with Doom Eternal, I'm actually going to break my rule. Usually for the pricing, I discuss the base game and the base price of the game. But the 2 DLCs that game actually got, and the Horde mode and the battle mode that game actually has, is so integral to the Doom experience, and it expands the game so much that I simply cannot only advise you to get the base game. You need to get an entire package in order to experience this game in its fullest. So this time I'm actually going to be discussing the pricing for the deluxe edition of this game that contains the base game, the Horde mode, the battle mode, and both Ancient Gods DLCs. So here is the pricing for that. The base price for the Doom Eternal Deluxe Edition is $69.99 for Tier 1 country and $42.99 for Tier 2 countries, and it can go as low as $22.49 for Tier 1 countries and $9.99 for Tier 2 countries. Well, is it worth it for those prices? For a discounted price, it is worth it 100% for both Tier 1 and Tier 2 countries. It's not just worth it, you must have this game in your Steam library. It's that good. And if you just don't want to commit yourself to the game, And if you own a Game Pass, or if you don't own a Game Pass, get a Game Pass. Doom Eternal and actually all of the Doom games, starting from the very first one, including the last two ones, are included in the Game Pass. So we can just enjoy and experience the base Doom Eternal in the Game Pass, and then just decide whether you want to commit to the deluxe edition or not. For discounted price, which happens pretty often on Steam, it is 100%. What about the full price? I never buy games for the full price, and I cannot simply advise you to do the same thing, because I don't do this. Even for the best games, I never play $60, at least not anymore, since I've been burned a few times. The highest price that I'm willing to pay for the game is around $30. So unless the game is around $30, even I will not get it. I will not get it even if it's the must play. That's just me. That's just how I value the game. But if you just don't care about this, if you don't care spending $70 for this game, and if you have this amount of money to spend, well, you will not regret it. This game is that good. This game is that fun. You will not regret it even spending $70 on this game. So just go and get it. You're gonna get a lot of enjoyment. Unless you're a fluffball who faints from a view of the virtual demons. Yeah. For those people, yeah, don't get it. And yes, be very aware to the old school shooting mechanics and old school the game mechanics that this game has. Be very aware of that and be ready for it. If you're expecting a full Call of Duty, PUBG, or Fortnite from this game, you're not gonna get this. This is a real old school shooter, and you're gonna get a lot of fun from it. Well, this will be it for today. Thank you for being here with me. Let me know in the comments down below, have you played any of the Doom games? And if you did, which one was your first? Let me know in the comments down below. Thank you for being here with me. Like the video if you liked it, subscribe for more videos like this one, and I'm gonna see you in the next one. See ya.